All right, there we go. We are officially live. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my fellow comic book collectors. Happy Saturday. Hopefully you guys are in a good mood. Hopefully you are safe, and hopefully you are still having fun trying to find some deals in the comic book world. This is a really good time to be able to get deals. There are people that are selling their comics. You know, there's lots of different reasons, so don't just assume it's always negative. You know, sometimes people like myself who sell multiple comics because they have duplicates, you know, it's a good way to get some supplemental income. So remember, if you're buying a comic, don't feel bad, because if it helps somebody, then you're helping them be able to help their family or themselves, or who knows. So I always try and look at a positive spin on this. So I have a comic I wanted to unbox, but I always want to make sure I let people know I am still selling some of my comics. And one of the things I love about this is the fact that because I'm selling a lot of duplicates, it allows me to get books like I have right here. And as you could see by the little inscription, I got this book for $800 off of their asking price. And their asking price was not bad, but I always tell people, don't be afraid to ask for deals or try and make deals, and don't just assume that somebody is going to say no, and also think the worst thing they can say is no. So never feel bad when you get a good deal, because right now this might be one of the last chances to be able to get some GRAIL books before things go back to quote-unquote normal and they start running all the Marvel movies and all the other comic book movies and TV shows, and then we start seeing the prices rise again. Now, not everybody's doing deals, so it does require work, it does require patience and knowledge about what you're purchasing, and it does require a bit of tact. I mean, you have to be nice. You don't want to be rude, you don't want to be nasty, and, you know, deals can be made. So this is one of them. The funny part is, I didn't think they would accept my offer, or they'd come back with a counter offer, because I was getting declined all day for different offers that I was making. And then when I saw this book, for some reason I had it in my mind, no matter all the other offers I made for the day, I had a feeling, and that's what it was, excuse me, that I was going to get this book, and they were going to improve it, and that's exactly what happened. So let me put on the video camera so you can see me. And also, guys, don't forget to wait until the end. So if you want to be the surprise subscriber shout out, obviously you don't have to be a subscriber, but if you do, we won't mind. So hit the like button also if you appreciate these kind of videos. Let me just say hello to a couple of people, because I always want to make sure some of the people that get here early. Harvey was here way early. He got here yesterday or last night. So Harvey is one of our moderators. Welcome. Michael P., Andrew, Joe, Matt, Manny the Comic Collector, Giuseppe, good to see you. Steven, Tori, Back Issue Bin, Horror Breakdown, always good to see you. Jeshua, Gizmo Rain, another moderator. Super Mars, Comic Book Flipping, Raul, Gemagoo. I'm sure I'm going to mess that up. He says aloha, so I say aloha back. And Matt, just in case I skipped Andrew. Did I see a New Mutants 98 for sale? You did not, I don't believe, but check the website, and I did post the links. There might be one on there. I don't remember, because it's been a little while since I added those to the website. So if there is, get it while you can. But that's a good book to get. So I just want to basically show these to get people to understand that deals can be made even for GRAIL comics, Mega Key comics. Don't ever think or assume that somebody will say no. And even if 90% of the people say no, even 99%, if the 1% says yes, that's all that matters. Because like I said, during that day, I was making offers left and right that were getting turned down. And this one was the only one that got approved. Now, this is probably going to be my last big purchase for a while. It actually got here in 3 days. So this was my most recent purchase. It was my last purchase, but I didn't think they were going to accept it. So it took a little bit of chunk of my reserve, but I am still selling my comics and everything, so I'll be able to get some income. So this is a book that I've been highly recommending to get. This might be one of your last chances to get, well, there's 2 books in here. Last chance to get these books before it's too late. Now, these are books I already own. As a matter of fact, I have several copies. And I've always stated, the more copies you can get on something, the better chances you have if you have to sell for whatever reason. It doesn't have to be a situation like this. But if you have multiple copies, you can still sell it and still own them. So that's how I was able, when you see some of the comics I'm selling, and I have a video I made a couple of days ago if you don't want to just check the link, because some of those are not on that link. Those are mostly books that I have several copies of. So you can use them as to trade for or an upgrade. So selling some of my other books allowed me to get the resources to get this, well, 2 key issue comics that are definitely grails by selling some of my other books. Now I have to be careful because this guy taped these. Now, like I said, I paid $800 less than what they were initially having this listed for. And even at the listed price, I thought it was a decent price. But you guys know me, I try and make deals happen. Because the worst they can say is no. And the good thing is, they put these in top loaders. So that was nice of them. So let me just check. Alright. So, before I do this and show you the 2 books, make sure you click on the link. If you haven't checked already, there's the cashback program. If you sign up for it by clicking on that link and you spend $25 or more within the first 90 days, you get $10 additional cash back. I even have a Patreon if anybody wants to contribute to help with the channel. You don't have to, obviously. But here we go. Here's the first book. There's the lovely back of the book. Well, that's the backboard. So here we go. Comic number 1. This is a book that is one of my number 1 most undervalued books currently out there. Now, this does have the Marvel stamp. If you don't know anything about Marvel stamps, make sure you check my video about what a Marvel stamp is. That's under my tips and advice. Obviously, I will check it, but they did show the insides of the book. This book does have the Marvel stamp, but I will check. Now, this will probably be about a 4.0 to a 4.5 because of the fact that the top staple is detached from the centerfold. So from my understanding, the best it could get is a 4.5 because of that. But even still, I'm not going to complain. So that is book number 1. And book number 2, we have Hulk 181. This is the creme de la creme of the Bronze Age era. I mean, you could say that between this and Giant Size X-Men number 1. So, this also has the Marvel stamp in it. Of course, I will have to check. So, Hulk 180 and 181. I have several copies of this, and anytime I can get deals, I will get these all day, every day, because these are as close to guaranteed as you can get for comics that are going to continue to go up, even if they're expensive right now. So, they had both of these. It was a $5 shipping charge, which isn't bad at all, because it cost them about $18.05 to ship it. So they only charged me $5 for shipping. They were asking $2,200. Now, the Hulk 181, I have to, of course, check the Marvel stamp, but this looks like anywhere between a 4.5 and a 5.5 range. It's got some color breaking creases, but not major amounts. It's got a color breaking line. See right there? So not a huge one, but the colors look really good. The pages, from what they showed, are nice and white, off-white to white. You can see the edges are nice and flat. So this is probably about a 4.5 to a 5.5 range. I'd probably say about a 5.0. But of course I got to check the rest of the book. So $2,200 just for this book alone, if this came back even a 4.5, would be great. I made an offer for $1,400 for both of these books, and they accepted it. So it was $1,405 for Hulk 180 and 181 with the Marvel stamps intact. So with the $5 shipping, it came out to $1,405. That book alone would be worth that price. Now, of course, like I say, and don't assume, because I remember like a year ago, I bought a Hulk 180, and the person sent me a picture with the Marvel stamp. I checked anyway, and it ended up the Marvel stamp was not there. So you know what? Let's do this live. Because the Hulk 180 I'll check later, but let's check the 181 and see if the Marvel stamp is in there. So I will do this live right now. So you guys let me know, would you have bought that book? Well, both these books for $1,400. Now look at the back of the 181. That looks nice and clean. So most of the damage, if you want to call it damage, is on the front. But those colors look really good. So the key is the Marvel stamp. And you also, so it looks like off-white pages. You also want to check all the coupons, make sure they're not cut out. Everything looks good. The pages look really good. Spider-Man coupon. No rips in the pages. And there we go. So the Marvel stamp is in the Hulk 181. So that is key. And the good thing is they put it in one of those resealable ones, so you don't have to worry about the tape. If this had tape on it, I would highly recommend you make sure you remove the tape before you take out the book, because the last thing you want to do is have it stuck on the cover and rip it, because I did that when I was younger, and I definitely learned from that. So this book is easily a 4.5 to a 5.5 range, just for this one alone. Now this one, like I said, the Hulk 180, only the centerfold has the top staple detached. So it's not the whole book that has the top staple detached. So this should be about a 4.5 to a 5.5. I was able to get both of these books for $1,405, which includes the shipping and handling. This book alone, once they make the movie announcements and everything, because, you know, they have to get back on track. So right now, people are not thinking about things like this. This will be about a $3,000-$4,000 book when all said and done within the next 5 years, in my humble opinion. Now, I could be wrong by that. Who knows? But to get that book for that price and basically have this other one almost for free, to me, is a no-brainer. So this one took a large chunk of my reserve money. That's why one of the reasons, like you see the links, I have the Ebates thing. If you click on that and you spend the $25 or more within the first 90 days, you get $10 cash back, and I get a one-time referral fee. So that does help, because I am out of employment. I lost all my jobs due to the situations that are going on right now. But I'm one of those people, I don't believe in feeling sorry for myself and doing nothing. I always find a way. That's why these have been selling really well. These are some of the pyramids and things that I make. Plenty of people have been going to my web store to check that out, so I have been able to get income. But I got these because I sold a bunch of my duplicate copies, like my Marvel Spotlights #5 and things. I was selling valuable comics, and I think I have one more that I can sell. I have to look and see if I have one, because I know somebody asked about it, but somebody else bought it. And also, Harvey, let me know if you received your Wolverine comic yet. I'm still looking for the receipt, because you live in Canada, so there are some delays right now. One of the key books that I bought about 2 weeks ago, well, actually about a week and a half ago, coming from Australia, they haven't even updated the shipping tracking number yet, so there are delays with things overseas. So, to me, especially this book, this is the most undervalued comic, in my opinion. This book should be so much more expensive, because this is the first appearance of Wolverine. It's a cameo, it's the last splash page at the bottom of the page, but he announces who he is, so he's not in the shadows, he's in full costume and everything, so it's not like you can assume who he is. This book should be worth a lot more, so even if you can't afford Hulk 181, even if you can only get a 0.5 of this book, get it while you can, because I promise you, once they make the announcements, these books, I made a prediction about 2 years ago, and I'm going to stick with it. These books, especially 181, is going to be what Amazing Fantasy 15 is now in the next 5 to 10 years. So it's one of those locks. It's because of the fact that Marvel had to sell the rights to a lot of their characters, and the movies didn't completely always do them justice. Now, X-Men, there were some really good ones, and there were ones that were not so good. And we got a visit. Oregon wanted to come and say hello. So there's hit and misses with some of these. But because of that, everything is going back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Disney, and it's created such a buzz, and it's created opportunities that you might never see again, or if anything, not for a very long time. So with this situation that's going on now, you could see it as nothing but negative. You could be angry and depressed and scared and do nothing, or you could make the best out of a bad situation and help your future. Because that's, to me, what these are. And that's why this is my Hulk 181. This is either my 5th or 6th copy of that book. Because I use these as investments. So when they make the announcements, and 5 years from now, these books are about $3,000-$4,000, I can turn around and sell them and maybe get a better house or upgrade to get better comics. So there's a purpose for it. Andrew asked, when's the Wagon Wheel reopening? That really depends, because right now we have in Florida a mandatory shutdown, stay-at-home order. So the Wagon Wheel isn't going to open until the area is out of mandatory stay-at-homes. So, like I say, guys, please, even if you can only get one without the Marvel stamp, even if you can only get a 0.5, get these books while you can. Now, obviously, you don't want to use your rent money or anything like that, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. The reason I'm able to do this is because my wife, who still has a job, she is working in a government-sponsored job, so they did not get laid off, and the beautiful thing is she's able to work at home instead of driving about a half hour to 40 minutes away. She's been paying all the bills. So without her to do that, I could not take care of our future. And the beautiful thing is, this is why I tell people, and I sense a lot of times that people don't mention prices of what they pay for their comics, because I think a lot of times people are afraid to communicate with their spouses and be honest. To me, honesty is the best policy. My wife is either watching or was watching this video, knows exactly how much I paid for these because I told her. And maybe 10 years ago, she would have been upset with it or not comfortable with it. But she knows my comic books are the reason why we're here in Florida and how I was able to buy this house cash. You have to be able to communicate with people and do it properly. And you'd be amazed at how many people that you say that you love will understand if you put it in the perspective of why you're doing it. Now, if you're just throwing thousands of dollars away on things that do you nothing, like if you're an alcoholic and you're spending thousands of dollars on beer, or you're a sexaholic and you're getting prostitutes or going to strip clubs, yeah, I can understand no matter how honest you are, people are not going to be happy with that. But things like this, I can easily sell this right now and be able to make a profit. But I'm waiting on these, and that's why I'm stressing to people, and I have been stressing for years, to get these books while you can. Because I have an 8.0 of this book that I bought a couple years ago that I spent less than what I paid for both of these. I spent $1,300 on it, and everybody at the time thought I was crazy for that. That book's now, as of now, a $3,600 book. That's one of the PGX books that I sent in to get regraded because it had the old slab, and it was not pressed. So I'm hoping it'll come back in 8.5. I guess we'll find out. But what I'm trying to instill in people is 99% of the world, when anything bad happens, they have a woe is me attitude. They look for others to tell them how to think, how to act. They get depressed, they get angry, and they choose to do nothing. You can't win a race if you think you can't win, because then you won't participate, and then you make that prophecy come true. So you can either be like 99% of the world says I can or I won't, and you wish and you pray and you hope, or you could be somebody that says, you know what, I'll find a way to get the things that I want. But you have to be realistic. Now, obviously, this isn't a 9.8. It's not a Batman #1. But it's something that was within my price range. I made it happen. I had the instinct of knowing that even though I did probably about 7 to 8 other auction best offers and lost every single one of them, I had a feeling that this would be accepted, and that was the only one that got accepted. So this was listed for both of these for $2,200. Well, $2,205 because that includes the shipping. I got them down to $1,405, and I got these within 3 days. And as you saw when I opened up the Hulk 181, it has the Marvel stamp. So again, even if you've seen pictures, don't assume when you get a book. Check it and make sure. Because if you didn't check this book and it ended up, it did not have the Marvel stamp in it, and you sent it in to get graded, and you find out when it comes back, you're going to be very upset, but by that point, it's too late. So make sure you know what you're doing, make sure you research, and if you don't know about the Marvel stamps, please check out the video I did probably about a year and a half ago. If you go to my playlist under tips and advice, you will see that video, but obviously most of you probably know about it already. So that's the book. We got Who Dat's here, Alex the Comics Hoarder. Good to see you guys, long time no see. So we had a lot of people checking this out. Let me know what you think. Make some deals happen, guys. I don't do this to try and shove it in people's faces or try and do it as a bragging. I'm trying to instill with people that despite losing both my jobs, despite almost dying 6 months ago, despite all the negative things that I've had to endure, I still can come out on top. I don't have a trust fund. I'm not some millionaire. I work hard, but I don't give up. So I use this as examples to show you that no matter how bad things can get, it gets worse if you do nothing or you just feel sorry for yourself. You can make the best out of a situation if you put your mindset in the right frame of mind and say, well, everybody else is crying, well, everybody's mad, well, everybody's feared and upset. You can make this your goose that lays the golden egg, because these are opportunities you may never see again. So get them, make them happen, and be confident. When I bid as $800 less than what they were offering, I didn't sit there and say, there's no way in Hades this is going to happen. I knew it was going to get approved. And they didn't even come back with a counter offer. They accepted it. So I made an $800 savings because I wasn't afraid to take the chance, because I know the worst that somebody can say is no. So what do you really have to lose? So take the chances, make it happen, and let's do today's surprise subscriber shout out. If you want one, come into the live chats. Make sure you get your presence known. So we're going to do two of them. We're going to do Andrew Jensen and Jerry P. You both are today's surprise subscriber shout-outs. I always appreciate each and every one of you for coming here. If you haven't gotten a shout-out, the next video I do, which will probably either be tomorrow or the day after, depends. It might not be tomorrow because tomorrow's Easter. Mr. Comics hasn't gotten a shout-out, so Mr. Comics 89, there you go. So you got one as well. So we're going to have a trifecta today. If you haven't gotten one, the next time you come onto the live chat, let me know. Put it in all capital letters that you haven't gotten a surprise subscriber shout-out, because I want to make sure the people that want them can get them. So as Who Dat Comics and Movies says, Happy Easter, everybody. Subscribe to his channel. Subscribe to Mr. Comics, Alex the Comics Hoarder. Any of you out there that have, any of you that do videos on YouTube that are in this live chat right now, when this uploads, in the comment section, put a link to your channel so other people can subscribe. Because if I like to do anything, I like to help out my friends, or at least the people who are kind enough to be here to watch my videos. Whether you thumb it up or not is irrelevant to that, because I want to do good. So that is my Easter present for anybody that makes a video on YouTube. So Alex, Mr. Comics 89, Who Dat Comics, if you guys want to post a link in the comment section, I will approve them. And I hope you guys will all check them out as well, because I'm subscribed to them, and they all do great jobs. So those are the two books. $1,405 for about a 4.5 to a 5.5 181, and about a 4.0 to a 4.5 180. Cannot complain about that. Going to be a little while unless I get some more money coming in, but I'm very happy with purchases. I got another semi kind of Grail comic coming from Australia. It's going to be a little while. I have a couple other books that I got some good deals in recently because of the situation. So those will be unboxed soon. So I got plenty of videos to keep you guys, like me, sane by being home all the time. So let me know what you thought about this. Please put your comments, hit the like button, share my link if you can, click on them and sign up for the cashback program if you haven't, because like I said, it does help. And do not forget, it is not you, it is not I, it's We Love Comics. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go get those comics, even if you can only get a coverless one. You're going to be very happy that you did. Have a good day, everybody, and happy Easter. I know we all can't see our loved ones and family and friends and everything, but that doesn't mean we can't call them to tell them how much we love them, so don't forget to do that. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.